Get to the biggest breaking news of the day, though. Of course, CMPD has announced we have a new chief who will be starting December 1st. This is Estella Patterson, currently, or most recently, in Raleigh, the police chief there, but she is no stranger to Charlotte, working here for decades as a deputy. So definitely really good news for Charlotte to both have that announcement and have someone with experience here. Luckily, in studio today, we have someone who knows her personally. This is Sheriff Ricky Robbins. Sheriff, thank you so much for, or excuse me, Sergeant, I'm reading off of your, he's running for sheriff. Sorry, I just prophesized.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess. Didn't mean to accidentally endorse
no
you
problem.
Right now. I'm reading off of your page because I wanted to pull up some of the stuff that you had discussed. But Sergeant Ricky Robbins, you have worked with her. Tell me about this decision, this announcement today, and your experience working with her.
Stella's a person that is going to be good to work with. She's very good in the community. She's engaging. She's engaging with the employees. So I think it's going to be good for the community and the department. She has an outgoing atmosphere about her. I mean, she lights up the room when she comes in, and she's definitely 100% in the law enforcement and making sure that the right things are done.
Yeah. What has your experience been like? I mean, I know you said you've been there her whole career. She was in CMPD from, I think, 1996 to 2021. So to have someone with that much experience in this department, what do you think that means for the department?
I think it's very good for the department, because anytime you have someone that's at that level that knows the lay of the land, knows the community, knows the officers, that she's going to be somebody that's easily to adapt. She won't have a lot of changes out front because she knows what's already been done. She'll make sure that she's improving and going forward in everything she does. But Stella has a way about her. She's got a good thought process, and she's just not going to have a knee-jerk reaction. So I think that the community is going to love her because she is very, like I said, outgoing with the community. The department, they're going to grasp to her because they've been used to working with her and know that she's somebody that you can talk to, and that she's going to try to do what's best for everyone.
I think accessibility is such a difficult thing to balance in this role, because you're trying to do so many things in a big city like this and then also be accessible to the people of the community. I spoke with Nate Morbido earlier. He's our investigative reporter who actually interviewed her when she was here back in 2021. How do you think that will look like for her? Because transparency, I know that's part of your platform and your campaign, and it's something that people have been asking for from CMPD and the city. What do you think that will look like for her, and what do you think needs to happen for the department for that to be more accessible?
I think that, number one, I know that Stella will be transparent. I know that she knows and has shown that any situation that comes up, it needs to be addressed immediately. So I don't think there'll be a thing of dancing around it, trying to avoid the situation. I think that when anyone needs to get a hold of Stella, regardless of the situation, community or internally, that she's going to make sure that every avenue is open and that she's willing to listen. And like I said before, you know, she has a good thought process, but the biggest thing she has is Stella's ability. You can tell when you're having a conversation with her that she's engaging, she's listening, and that the next day you can see that she listened and went through that thought process, and probably some of the things that you told her that you were interested in, that you see those things come to fruition.
Now, she's been in Raleigh for a couple of years as the chief there. What do you think that experience will do to be able to kind of have an external point of view to come back to Charlotte now?
I think she's going to have a better advantage than a lot of people that were promoted with inside, being that when we're all in one department and you see it from one angle, that's the way you view things. When you had an ability to leave Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police, go to Raleigh, lead those officers, the good and the bad, she can put in a basket, and now she can say, okay, listen, this is what worked in Raleigh, this is not what's going to work, this will work. And she can come back with new ideas, things that she didn't have before, and some of the ideas that she had before, and she may say that, hey, maybe I should have used this in Raleigh because it worked in Charlotte. So like I said, I don't think she's just coming in to just change everything, but she should have a good foundation now after leading in Raleigh and doing such a good job in Raleigh.
And I know she's got that, we keep coming back to that foundation, that basis of many years in service here that she can fall back on and think about. Of course, though, the department has changed over the last couple of years. We've had some big stories. We talked about, you know, trying to fix low morale and trust in leadership. What do you think has changed in the department since she left in 2021 that maybe will be different now that she's coming back 4 years later?
I think it's going to be a learning curve as far as a couple of years is a long time in law enforcement when you're out. And so I think it's a learning curve of some of the changes that have been made, some of the things and challenges that we've had. She's going to have to overcome those. But I think because of her ability to engage and work with the officers and the community, I think it's going to be a common ground thing. And I think she's going to come in and she's going to correct anything that she thinks needs to be corrected very quickly. And I think it's going to be a smooth transition for her because she's already willing to come in here with her ideas that will go forward, not backwards, and not stay neutral. So I think for the department, the officers, I think they're going to be behind her and they're going to give her a fair chance. And I think she's going to appreciate that, and I think it's going to help her.
Yeah, you mentioned the transition, of course, with a big position like this. That's always kind of a daunting task to pass the torch, but I'm sure it's helpful that Chief Johnny Jennings has already come out and said he's excited to see what she does here.
Oh yeah, Chief Jennings is going to be very supportive. Anything he can do going out. I mean, and the blessing is that they've worked together over the years, so neither is a stranger, and so they can sit down at the table and he can say, you know, Stella, these are some things that I've been working on. These are some things you may need to work on. I know you have your ideas, you know, and common things that we can do. But at the end of the day, everybody wants to make sure that the officers are taken care of and the community wants to make sure that they're taken care of. And they both want to make sure that they have a voice at the table and people are listening.
I know the Fraternal Order of Police said this was not necessarily a surprise. This was a name that had been brought up a few times in the process. Did you have any inkling that this might be the decision that was made?
Oh, yeah, I mean, Stella's name's been out there, and I think because of her going to Raleigh and getting that experience and exposure, I think that helped her greatly. I think she had an upper hand because she was able to go out and show that, hey, I can leave Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, go to another department, do well, and then come back and finish out where I started. I think she's just blessing her to finish something that she started. Yeah,
and I know we're excited to hopefully get a chance to talk to her soon. I think Monday we're expecting to hear more. Anything else you think people need to know or that are missing in this conversation?
No, just need to know that Stella's here. I think Stella's here to stay. Stella loves Charlotte and the community, such as I do. I mean, and she thinks of this as her home. So I think that she knows that she's going to be here for us, and the community loves her already. And I think once she gets out and start engaging more, that they're going to find out that we have a good police chief and somebody that's going to be here for a while, hopefully.
Yeah. I know, of course, as I mentioned at the beginning, spoiler alert, you're running for sheriff of the county.
Correct.
Anything that while you're here, I know this is kind of separate, that you wanted to say about how your campaign has been? I know we're a year or so out, but how's that been going?
I think it's going well. I think the people are receiving me very well. I think I have a lot of good support, and the blessing for me is being born here in Charlotte and raised in Charlotte. The community, I mean, my roots to Myers Park High School, roots to the community and law enforcement. And the other good thing now is Stella's somebody that I know I can work with. So I was always waiting to hear who the new chief of police was going to be, because running for sheriff, and once I get in office, I wanted to make sure it was somebody that I knew I had a good solid base with, and I know that me and Stella can make good things happen for Charlotte-Mecklenburg County.
Yeah, that collaboration between those two departments is really important.
Correct. I mean, and the two people at the top have to be people that can communicate, and the public has to also see that. They have to see it and they have to believe it, and I know that we're two of the same that want the best for the department and the community.
All right. Well, Sergeant Robbins, thank you so much for coming in. Of course, this is the big story of the day, so we appreciate you taking the time.
No problem, and glad to have Stella here.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes.